Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here. Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here. Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here. Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here.
Let the game play on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us at this point in time. Welcome to Apex One Radio. My name is Ernest. Kanjo Marcel. Adig is producing this edition of Nvt Ball Roll'N digitally from Waldshut in Germany. Once again, thank you so much and welcome. And so tonight, our spotlight shines bright on a veteran powerhouse from the Big Apple, that is the one and only New York Lions. And so this isn't just any recreational soccer team that we will be receiving today on the show, but it's made up of seasoned players, talented warriors of the pitch who bring experience and a hunger for victory to every game. So they may be recreational, but they make it really, really serious when it comes to the matches. So, with a strong legacy at the National Veterans Tournament, the Lions of New York are back on the prowl, preparing for the NVT 2025 intensely that is set to take place in Ohio come August of 2025. Of course, the competition starts on August the 28th and will run off on September the 1st this year. So, what is the story behind the pride of the New York Lions? When was this club created? What milestone has the club covered this far? And so tonight, we are receiving officials of New York Lions as they prepare for NVT 2025 on the show. The president or the vice president of the club, Florent Vogo, is accompanied by the captain and, of course, the coach who will be joining us later on. Well, without much ado, let's say welcome to our guests who are now joining us live on the show, beginning with Mr. Florent Vogo, who is the vice president of the New York Lions. Mr. Florent Vogo, good evening and welcome to the program. How are you today?
Good evening, people. I'm very good. Thank you so much. How are you, sir?
I am good. Thank you so much for accepting to talk about the New York Lions
Oh, thank you for having me.
as you await the 2025 edition of the NVT. All right, so you are accompanied by the captain for your side, Paul Alain Yovo. Mr. Alain, how are you today? Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, and thank you so much for having us tonight. Good evening, everyone that's watching all over the world.
Perfect. So thank you so much. You are the captain for the New York Lions, correct?
Yes, I would say I'm one of the captains because it's not just one; it's many captains. But I was the one available to represent the team for tonight.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Hopefully, the coach will be joining us as well, and the conversation will go on. So, once again, thank you so much. We are speaking with the New York Lions 4 weeks to the start of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament, which will host over 47 teams this year, we are told, and we are, doing our best to talk to as many teams as possible before they hit the road for Ohio this year. Right. So, without much ado, let me begin with the president of the site. So, Mr. Vogo, tell us about this club, New York Lions. How old is it, and what went behind the scenes before this club was created?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ernest. And again, good evening, everyone. And I'm very happy to be here to talk about New York Lion and his history and everything behind it. Uh, New York Lion is was created around the 90s, more precisely in 1995, 1996.
That's a long
And
time ago. We are talking about almost 30 years, right?
yes. And we are very lucky that we still have one of the pioneers, for example, of our beloved Philippe Ponce.
Mm.
And we have Florent Samu, just a couple, just to name some. But that's among us, and they're just still so dynamic, still playing every Sunday, showing the young one the path, and just keeping with the same at the same goal from the beginning.
Mhm.
Um, they're very involved in the group until today. So we're very happy that it is a part of us. But in the beginning, just to tell you a little bit about the
Mm-hmm.
name of New York Lion in the 90s, I believe it was first name uh, Lion New York. So it was not, it was not, it was not the same name that we have today. It was Lions New York, and believe it or not, it include not only Cameroonian at that time, but
Mm-hmm.
other African fresh
Okay.
immigrant who got together because of one thing, because they love to run after the ball. They
Mm.
love the soccer, and you you remember at that time, uh, Cameroon just introduced themselves to the world,
Mm-hmm.
and everywhere you go, you hear Roger Miller, and they used it to gather together with other African and just to kick the ball and enjoy at the time every and ever since the tradition has carried on through generation
Mm-hmm.
and to today we still sharing the same love. We still sharing the same uh, uh, community. We still sharing the same culture with
Mm-hmm.
other Africans.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what makes New York Lion very uh, unique
Unique.
is that there are many Cameroonian or association in New York,
Mm-hmm.
but what you're gonna find in New York Lion is New York Lion has at least 5 members from each association in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So that means New York Lion is a what I can say is the mother of all association in New York.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
So I would imagine that the time the club was created, way back in the 90s, it was basically for reasons of the game of football. But
yes,
time has evolved, and we have other veteran clubs that operate as non-profit organizations. Is
yes.
that the same case with yours?
No, really, we're not. Yes, we can like a non-profit,
Hmm.
but we focus more on
On
the
the game.
community and the
Okay.
game. We use the game to reach people.
Mm-hmm.
We use the game to include everyone. We use the game uh, to grow, and we use the game to promote every activities and events.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can consider us as a non-profit organization, but what we do is mostly related to the sport activities.
Tell us about the membership of the club. How many members do you have?
Right now we go to 95 members.
95. That's a large
Yes,
group.
yeah, that's a very large group,
Mm,
and and this include not only Cameroonians, it
mhm,
include other Africans, Ivorians, Congolese, uh, and Malians,
mhm.
etc. So
Wow.
we're very inclusive.
Perfect. Let me talk with Paul Allen to find out if all these 95 gentlemen who make up New York Lions actually play, uh, play on the field. Otherwise, how many teams do you carve out from this large group?
So just to be very quick about it, on the 95 members that we have on the team, we have, uh, I would say, about one third of the 95 are female women that come, but they have different activities. So we divide the whole group into different type of activities, correct? Because
Mhm,
the female, when they come, they have a specific one of the coaches that work with them specifically on aerobics specific activities when they
mhm,
do go to the field. We have our youth right? We have our youth, which are a whole team that play different tournament in the city of New York as the AAC. We call it the African Nation Cup here in New York City. We have our
Mhm.
youth team that plays specifically that tournament and that are also getting prepared by the coach and his assistant. And we have our veteran team, right? So
Mhm.
basically, around we have about I would say a good 30 people, 30 to 40 people that show up every Sunday when we have our gatherings, and
Mhm.
we split around those different compartments to do our specific practices and games. So that's a little bit of how we manage people that show up at the actual practices.
So, what do you take into consideration before selecting those who will actually play and also take part in competitions?
So basically, in a team, people need to have. That's what I learned when I came in. You need to know how fit you are. If you have any medical restriction,
Condition.
yeah, you need to let the team know, because
Mhm.
we need to be able to assist you if anything happens. Correct?
Mm.
And we always have, because a team is made out of every corp in the state, because we have doctors and everything in the team. We want to
Mhm.
make sure that everyone that's part of the team is able to be taken care of, and also we have our own insurance that covers everyone that comes into the field. So when
Mhm.
you are part of the community and you show up to the field, you are automatically covered by the insurance, which is
Mhm.
paid off by the whole entire team staff. So basically, when we are it depends on your age. Usually, we put you in group based on your age. We know the veteran are people from 35s and up. The youth team is less than 35, 34 and down. And the any female that shows up. We even have the little kids, right? But the little kids are mostly trained based on the availability or the amount of kids that are coming to the field, because now we have our recently, for the past few months, we've had a bunch of little kids out showed up to the practices, and we are working with them on a arrival basis, about 10 youth, and we are working with them as they come. So that's
Created in 1995. The team has 95 members, 30 or 40 of whom practice the game of soccer on a regular basis and take part in competitions. One of those competitions will be coming up in 4 weeks, and it will take place in Ohio. The New York Lions will be taking part. They are our guests on their show today. It's exactly 5 minutes to 9 here in the studio of Apex One. Let me go back to Vogo. Tell me, when did you become president of the or vice president of the club?
Last year, I'm very new to the job. When the team called, I was there, and it's a privilege to be part of this group.
Hmm.
I came to this group 13 years ago from Cameroon. I was 16, and this group has been involved in my life with so many things. Has helped me. You cannot believe how they have supported me in this country. And when they called, I responded, and it's a privilege for me to be part of it.
Beautiful, right? So let me go back to Paula Len, and let's talk about the team. So you mentioned earlier, I think it's the vice president who mentioned earlier that you take part in some local competitions in New York. Can you elaborate on that? What are some of these competitions?
all right. Just quick thing. Like I said, we have the AAC tournament. Especially the AAC tournament is the African Advisory Council.
Hmm.
It's a council for all African in New York City, and is ran by one of our um, members, I would say, because he's part of that council. Correct.
Hmm.
So as a council, they have organized tournaments to bring all the youth, all the players of New York City together. We consider it a youth tournament, but it's actually a tournament for everyone, whether you are a veteran or a young, which love the game, you could always participate in. And we've been playing for years. I think the Cameroon, the New York Lion, was actually one of the first winners of the tournament years ago when I believe it was in 2009, 8. I wasn't here yet, so
Mhm.
that's something like that. And besides the ASC tournament, we also participate in the same type of tournament, which is like a more of a small World Cup that is organized in Harlem. It's called the Harlem Tournament. It's on
Mhm.
108th Street and Second Avenue, and that tournament regroup not only African countries but also European countries. So all countries that are being around the five boroughs that wanted to participate in the tournament
Mhm.
were always, and New York also has been one of the first team to win the tournament.
Perfect. His name is Herman Momo. Herman is the coach for the Lions of New York. He now joins us on the show. Herman, good evening. How are you today? Right, you will have to unmute yourself so we can hear you. Like we said, Herman is the coach for the team. Herman, you will unmute yourself. So while he uh, does that, let's go back to uh, Paul Allen. So tell me about your players. Usually, uh, some of the players who play for the veterans are those who have practiced professional football in the past. Yesterday on the show, we had someone who had played for Young Sports Academy. Then I spoke with Boston last week. They too have professionals or former professionals, playing for that side. And also, they would invite, for example, players of or former players of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon to take part. So, tell me about New York Lions. Do you have people who've played football in the past as well?
So yeah, I'm gonna be very specific with everything that you just said. New York Lions, we've had a lot of ex players, like professional players that are part of the team. They
Mm,
were not maybe in the national team or any such, but they've been around the world and played a lot.
okay.
I want to start with one of our captain with his Stanley Andrea, which has been doing his classes all about Asia. He's played professional in Asia. He played also as a professional in Division One in Cameroon back then,
Mhm,
before he made his classes in Asia. We have players like I'm trying to get back to the list so I could pull them out as I
mm,
go. Right, we have players like our other captain Serge Chuza, who also played in Bambuka Zambuda uh, back then, and as today is one of our um, captains here. We have players like Casimir Song, who played right back home in. I think I need to find the team. It was in Bamenda that I
mhm.
need to find, and then he's also here. Um, I'm going with the oldest, and I'm trying to get to the youngest one. So I'm trying to keep bringing the team. We have um myself.
Arijo,
Okay, okay, Henry Joe, who play as a
the number 7.
yeah. If the picture that you had before, we had Henry Joe that played here as a professional in USL. USL when the USL was a second division in United States. Before they started dividing into USL and USL Pro. Um, we have
Yapi.
myself. I played as a semi-professional in Spain, Almeria. Um, a few years ago when I was younger, and then I happened to find myself in New York to continue my studies. We have Innocent Yapi that's played for Paris FC in France. He's also played in many different teams in Europe, and he's also made himself here in the New York Lion. We have you could just give me names and I could come up with the stuff in life. So we have there's a few more. We have Valet Anda, who's actually one of our
at the
assistant
coaching
coach
staff.
now is in the coaching staff because we are still working on the many stuff, and is being playing first division. Is an international U17, international U20 in Cameroon, and is now part of the team. We have Donald Fossey, who is being one of the greatest player that we have in the team, and is also one of the captains. He's been playing as in college here in New York, and he also played in the um, EDP leagues, not EDP, NPSL league, which is the third division here in US. Um, we have a few more players: Ibrahim Bamba, we have Maila, we have um, who was actually the name. There's a bunch of them that the names are
Mm.
not just popping out that are playing third division here in US, and we played together in Metropolitan League for a few years, and now they are veterans, so they are ready to kind of hit the ground.
We
Jake.
have, if I may, we have Florent who is on that picture,
Mm.
and then next to you, I believe. He's a Togolese international. You can search his name on Google. His name is
Oh yeah, that.
Florent. He played in the Togolese national team.
Mm. They played soccer in the past. Today, they are still on the pitch, reviving those great old memories, but still active. They are the fleet-footed players who make up the New York Lions selection that will head for Ohio come August the 28th this year for the NVT 2025. They are on radio today to talk about the preparedness of the team for this August tournament that will take place here in the Midwest region of the United States of America. If you are just joining us, thank you so much. Welcome to Nvt Ball Roll'N. And for those of you who are watching us on our respective social media handles, please, you may want to share the video as you come on board. 4 minutes past 9 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Marcel Adig is producing this show digitally from Waldshut in Germany. Ernest Kanjo is my name. Let me go back to the captain. How often do you train?
All right, so our schedule depends on the season. So usually, during winter time, we tend to train once a week because it's
Mhm.
cold and people working. But during summertime, we tend to train on the Wednesdays and Sundays because usually we used to have the 3 days practices, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But
Mhm.
now due to the lack of players and people at the field, we try to do on Wednesdays and Sundays because we think those are the days where we have the best amount of people coming.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. And Vogo, as one of the officials of their team, how do you ensure that players are mobilized for training sessions so that they do not miss them? And also, how do you manage discipline as a whole? You know, I do understand it's quite important to put your guys together and ensure that this thing reigns. You know, it happens with every other soccer selection. So, how do you ensure discipline?
Okay. First of all, we don't have a website yet. Is in the work, but we
Mm,
have a group chat. We have a group chat where we reach out to all the players, and when we localize a player and we would like to join us, we just add him to the group chat, and he is able to get all the information he needs for the practice, the location at the time, etc., etc. For the safetiness, we have a couple. Uh, we fortunate to have some medics in the team,
mhm.
and we also have a first kit. Um, but we don't. Fortunately, knock on the hood, we have not gotten a lot of cases that are really out of the ordinary,
Mhm.
and Yeah, the outreach is pretty simple. Everyone knows because it's a regular, it's a very known association and a soccer team. People actually reach out to us to join us.
Mhm.
So and they also know where we base and where we usually practice. So I can say that the outreach is very easy and the information gets to the location very easily.
Mm, that's interesting. So, we are hoping that the coach will join us so he can share more information about training and how prepared the team is for this year's edition of the National Veterans Tournament. For those of you just joining us, this is Apex One Radio. You're listening to NVT Ball Roll'N, reaching you live from Apex One Radio. Do not go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Stay with us. This is Nvt Ball Roll'N, reaching you live from Apex One Radio this beautiful Friday evening, Friday the 1st of August 2025, just 27 days to the start of the NVT 2025 edition. And on our series of team profiling ahead of the tournament, we are receiving the New York Lions. On their show today, the vice president is accompanied by the captain of the side. So I would imagine that the New York Lions have been taking part in the NVT since the inception of the tournament, correct?
Yes, that's very correct.
Right. So let us talk about your NVT performance this far. Mostly about the recent ones. 2 years ago it was Atlanta. Last year was Minnesota. Let's talk about the Atlanta edition. How did the New York Lions perform in Atlanta?
I would say the performance were not so good, but it was more than we expected.
Mm,
Because at that time, it was a transitional year.
mm,
We were many of the first players who participated in the earliest NVT were paving the way to the newest one, and we qualified for the knockout stage, and it was pretty impressive from the boys.
okay.
But overall, we enjoy as always. It's always a good time to be to the NVT. It's a very important event and a very important time that we take very serious and that we honor for our association.
Paul Allen, tell us about the show which you put up in Minnesota last year. How did it look like?
Oh, I was gonna go about Atlanta because last year for Minnesota I was injured, so I didn't make Minnesota, but I
Mhm,
made Atlanta. Last year Minnesota I was replaced by someone else.
mm,
So Atlanta was great experience because you see in our pool we had the best teams are one among the best teams in the tournament, and they had all the former international Cameroonian players, right?
mm.
We played against Womelen, Chande Makun, and Ashley
Achille
Mara
Mana.
all together. And we were actually, before they get kicked out of the tournament, we were the only team that actually put up a fight against them very
Mm,
hard, And the good thing is that those three big players that I just named are big brothers of mine from back home. I've practiced with them when I was a kid.
mm.
I played with them in what we call 2-0 Okache. So before the game we were already talking about it. I remember during the game in Mana, because I'm a goalkeeper. a man that took a penalty kick against me, and he said, "I'm gonna bet you $100 that I'm gonna score," and I told him that I'll take your bet, but because he knows me from back home and he knows that wherever he usually takes his penalty kick, if he does it, I'll take it. He had to switch it last minute, and then we had to talk about it after the game. But that's our own conversation. But the tournament overall was great, and I was proud of the fact that the guys, even though we were low on players, you know, and we were able to maintain a good standing and go forward in the competition. That was the best part of it.
Mm. I should have been asking this question to the coach, and if he joins us, I definitely will. But do you have some mistakes which, um, I mean, some mistakes which you intend to correct this year when you come to Ohio? You may not name those mistakes on the air, but when you build up this team for the competition, are there things you really work on to correct in the next competition?
Yes, yes, most definitely. Every year we try to improve.
Mm,
Every year is an opportunity for the team to improve, and every NVT we uh, uh, an opportunity for us to learn something for the next one.
mm.
I can say the team has been improving every year, and this year we're coming. New York Lion is coming. I can promise you that. So we definitely have fixed our labs from the past, and the logistic, the planning, everything is on point, and we're ready.
Let me go back to Paula Lane.
To add up to that, if you
You want to add something? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't mind, because I just following what the vice president said, for the past years that I've been playing the NVT with New York Lions, we've been lacking on preparedness, right? We've been always rushing things through the last minute, and it hasn't always been good on the side of the players. But now I think for this year, the team has been preparing a long time in advance. The staff is being preparing the players a long time in advance. We have meetings, we talk, we've had um, fundraising to make the team be ready. In terms of the team itself, we have covered the part of the field that we knew for the past 3 or 4 years have been costing us a lot. So we are trying to now bring those new veteran that we've gotten to connect with the old ones and just make the mayonnaise work properly. So I think we are, as the vice president said, we are coming to show something that we haven't shown in the past few years.
They are coming with new strategies which we will be discovering when the New York Lions get in town for the 2025 edition of the NVT, which promises to be a hit maker edition, of course, with 47 teams taking part in the competition. And of course, there are some of these teams which you have met in the past. You haven't met others. The organizing committee is still to forward the fixtures, at least for the group stage, to Apex One Radio. But Paul Allen, are there teams which you would yearn to meet uh, in this year's edition? And also, do you have teams which you would hate to play against in this year's edition of the tournament?
To be honest with you, I'm a competitor, and I just think if the whole team has a mindset, the same mindset I have, as of right now, I'm preparing for the tournament. I think they will all say the same, right? We're competitors, and I don't think there's any team that will be scared of. Because last year, I mean, 2 years ago, when we played against the team that we, on the paper, we thought we were gonna get crushed, they had to suffer. to even score. They had to get a penalty to win the game. So and they were even scared of us when we started playing on the team. So as of today, I think we have a better team. We have a stronger team. We have a lot of players that have a strong mindset, and I think as competitors that they are, we are ready to challenge anyone. Because at the beginning they were telling us, "Oh, uh, Atlanta veterans are good, or these veterans are good." But as of today, I don't even want to think about a name. I want to get on the pitch and just crush all of them.
Right. Great determination there. His name is Paul Allen, captain of the new New York Lions, one of the captains, of course. But tell me, is there one match you would always pick to talk about if you were asked to do so? I mean, that unforgettable match which the New York Lions played. I don't know the year, I don't know the tournament, but that match should still be on your mind. Tell us about it.
It, it's Boston. It's definitely Boston from Atlanta. That
Yes,
was
he's the
that
biggest.
was a game. Like the captain stated earlier, that was a
Mm,
game that we came up short with players, and suddenly we were starting our first game against
mhm,
the ex professional, and as custom of the NVT, when those people are playing, it's always a game that attracted the most fans.
mm.
So there were people watching that game, and we had to live up to the expectation.
Wow.
I believe the boys didn't disappoint. They
Mm.
didn't disappoint, and that game, sir, and it's being talked about today, and is in the archive of New York Lion.
Perfect. And Paul Allen, there is this other game which you really wish it never happened. This game where the New York Lions were just not themselves. Did you have any of such?
Oh yeah, I remember the game was against. I can't pinpoint the team, but it was one of the former champion.
Mm,
And what happened was a silly mistake from our one of our staff member where we thought we were out of the competition for some reason because they were supposed to check on the results and we never got the actual result on time. So as the players were taking a rest and thinking, oh, maybe we, if we haven't heard anything, we out of the competition. We got called to go to our next group game, which
mhm,
was the 16 of the final or the eighth final, the whatever that we were supposed to play, and we were playing against the defending champion. Imagine you playing, you're supposed to play against the defending champion, and you don't make it
mm,
to the game. So we lost the game forfeit when we arrived to the field, and everyone crashed in tears because we were coming for them. The
mm,
moment we heard we were supposed to play, if I'm telling you that we started running from one side of the whole entire park to the
mhm.
other side because we wanted to play and we got forfeited at that moment, I'm telling you, everything we were about to put up a fight. But again, respecting the law of the game and everything, we had to respect it. We had to respect the decision of the ref, and we just put the blame on a staff member that was not able to relay the message on time. So
Uh,
that's what happened. But I really wish we played the defending champion because as of today, we have yet to play any of the defending champion. I think this year we are playing one of the former champion of the NVT, and I can't wait for those games.
Allerton.
We actually play all of them, so I can't wait to be part of it because I want to show them that we miss in that little piece of meat that we needed. So we're gonna get.
Interesting. How would you evaluate the New York Lions? Is it a team that wins most of the time, or draws its matches, or loses in most cases? Put that team on on a scale.
If I may speak, I would say New Orleans is a learning team. What I've learned from playing these tournaments is that New Orleans has always been just like any team in a big competition. When you come on your first game, it depends on how you take the first game. Because I remember the past uh, NBTs that we've played, we've probably lost the first game, but we always came back on the second game and won. So I think it's that little fear that most of the players always carry with them during the first game. And like I said, our players are coming this year ready. They know already that it's a get go from the first game. You got to go for it, and we just got to push. So
Perfect.
I think New Orleans is a growing team, and with the group that we have right now, we think we are reaching the goals that we planned with the staff.
They are definitely attaining their goals. It's a learning team. Virtually every other team learns as well because time evolves. People come, people go. Strategies come, strategies go, strategies change. And of course, the NVT 2025 will be rich in content. When I say content, I mean rich in football. But again, the veteran movement is not only about the game of soccer, it's also about camaraderie, it's also about social interaction. Ain't what of you? We are going to step a little bit out of the pitch, then talk logistics. Then we come back to the pitch before we run off this Asian. But before then, let's have a break.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
The game is just heating up. Stay with us. This is the Nvt Ball Roll'N. In today's edition of the show, we are receiving one of the pioneer teams in the veteran movement created 30 years ago. Ein has 95 members. Is a large group. Of course, the New York Lions are within the context of the veteran movement and are definitely doing great. Today we are receiving key leaders of the club. We have Captain Paul Allen Yovo. There is Florent Vok. Unfortunately, the coach cannot join us for technical reasons, but hopefully we'll catch up with that. Let us talk logistics, Vogo. Now, I do understand every year this team makes a major trip, perhaps out of the state, when New York is not hosting a tournament. But now, if you are traveling with this large group of people out of New York for a tournament, tell us how you organize all of this to make it successful. Last year in Minnesota, I saw women, I saw children. That means you put families on the plane and you go on such a trip. Tell us how it happens.
Thank you for that question because it's a very that's is the most important part of the organization.
Mhm.
So it depends on the state, obviously. In Minnesota, the last year, all of our members flew, and the way we do it, obviously, like stated earlier, we are a nonprofit organization. So that means our association survives based on the donations and contribution of different members and different association. And so we usually put together a budget depending of the needs of the tournament. And from that budget, we uh, choose the people who are eligible. And after that, we open the door to the volunteers, the people who like to be part of the team, support the team. And more than likely, we always live up to the expectation. Some of the states that are closer to us, such as the next one in Ohio, is pretty mixed. We have half of the member will be traveling via the plane, and we have other members who will be driving. I believe is 7 to 10 hours. Uh, but everything is coordinated.
Mhm.
If it's traveling uh, uh, with the cars, is a couple. We are scheduled to leave on time and to get there accordingly. And we have a location at a time where everyone will have to meet,
Mm.
and we leave from there because we have to watch after each other. And the one that are also flying via the plane, there's different uh, schedules. There's some of them that are leaving on Thursday morning and some on Thursday noon. But everyone will be there by 8 o'clock
Mm.
on Thursday. So we have been preparing for this since the beginning of the year, and everything is taken care of. The hotels are reserved and paid, and uh, everything local is already been taken care of.
I do understand that to succeed in such organization, such youth organization, of course, requires a lot of resources, which basically uh, come from membership contribution most of the times. But again, as a soccer club that has been around for a while and has branded itself, you should definitely attract some business organizations who not only like to partner, but why not sponsor the team? Talking about sponsorship, do you have sponsors?
Mhm. So unfortunately, we didn't get any sponsor this year.
Mm.
You can see what's going on around in the country with the economy. So unfortunately, we lost that sponsor at the last moment.
Mm.
Uh, but we usually get at least two sponsors. But nonetheless, we are always watching over each other. Like I said, New York Lion is a unique association in New York. There are many associations in New York, and uh, each association has at least 5 members that are also members of New York Lion. So that
Mhm.
makes it easier, and we can reach out to this association, and they're always there to respond to our calls, and that's how we are able to always accomplish what we want to do in New York. And that's why I love this club, and that's why
Mm.
I love this association, because such a melting pot of association, and because we also very inclusive, and our goal is also to uh, assemble and always trying to watch after after each other, and that's what makes it the the first association that point people look to when they come to New York.
Definitely, you have your own challenges. So, what are some of the setbacks, and how do you address these issues? I'll stay with you, Gogo.
Yes, the setback, like always, the financial.
Mm.
Do sometimes be we might have to cut the numbers. Very unfortunate, because the first goal is we always
Start of the competition.
Okay, if I may say, we already in a competition within ourselves, right?
Mm.
Because we just came back from the North, I believe it's Northeast tournament in New Jersey, a few weeks or a month ago, and we realized that now we need to keep the veteran team into competition until we get to the actual one. So what we do is every single practice it's a competition game. The veteran play against the youth team, right?
Okay.
And we know our youth team is all kids from academy, kids that are playing for different clubs in the city. So we want to be challenged. And we always, as unfortunately the coach hasn't been able to join yet, there's always been some kind of motivation behind it. And we always said, oh, let's see if the youth team could beat the veteran team. If the youth team beats the veteran team has to offer refreshment to the youth team, for example, or things
That's
like
interesting.
yeah, he has to put a little bit of a challenge into the
Mm.
game, right? And see, oh, can the youth team beat the veteran team by 2-0? But unfortunately, for the past month and a half, the youth team has not been able to beat the veteran team because the
Mm.
veteran team has been up to the task. And imagine a youth team base made with kids from 15, 16-year old up to 20, 30 years old, not being able to beat a team of over 35 years old, it speaks a lot. It
Mm.
speaks a lot to me. And I think as one of the captain, as member of the veteran team, I feel like this veteran team is ready for the competition.
Mm.
They might not have everyone ready for the task, but we are ready as a team, as a whole, for the tournament.
As a team, they are ready for the Ohio 2025 assignment, which is, of course, going to be a Herculean 147 teams vying for the lone trophy. So, who becomes the champion of the NVT? That question, $1 million one, of course, will be answered come September the 1st. September the 1st should be the day of of the final. Well, we are still looking forward to that. But again, the teams are telling their stories on the airwaves of Apex One Radio. And join us on Sunday when we meet Alabama veterans to tell their own story. Today, we are on the New York Lions. Let's see if Coach Hellman is joining us, at least to say a word before we run off this edition of the show. Hellman, you have to unmute yourself if we must hear you. Welcome to the show. Unfortunately, he has technical issues. Of course, it happens. We may not succeed. We may not be lucky to have him today. Well, we're about to run off this edition of the show. We will be getting the last words from our guests tonight. But before we do that, Vogo, do you have any appeal to the public as far as New York Lions is concerned? You just mentioned some challenges which the team faces, especially financial difficulties, which every other team experiences. So, do you always solicit support from the community, from the public?
Yes, yes. Like I said, we are a non-profit and we cannot survive if we don't get help. We depend on those people, and thankfully, those people there always has been there to help us. I
Mhm.
want to take the opportunity to put the word out there. Anyone, it doesn't matter, you Cameroonian or non-Cameroonian, as long as you're African, non-African, if you love soccer or football, if you are in the area of uh, in New York City, always try to take information where we are, and we will respond. And we everywhere. We play every Sunday at 265 Sedgwick Avenue in Yonkers, and you can also reach us through email, which is ny Lions at Gmail, NYLIONS 090 at gmail.com. You can also reach out at the phone number 646-597-1296. Come and share the love that we have, and uh, uh, let's enjoy the soccer and the fellowship
Bring
behind
that
it.
love and sprinkle it on the New York Lions. An appeal there from the Vice President Florent Vogo. Even before we run off, let me find out from Paul Allen just how the community reacts to your team. Say you were to come and grab the trophy. In Ohio. Now, on the day you arriving back in town, what kind of reception would you have from the community?
Well, I can tell you, New York is a different breed. New York is a
Mm.
different breed. So New York is always as unexpected as you would think. So what I would say straightforward is that if we get to Ohio and we get that trophy, it's going to be a whole. I don't know if you like, for those of you that watch when um, the big teams in the world, Real Madrid, Barcelona, win the championship, and they have to make that little round with the
Right.
trophy in the city. New York is like that. New York can make you do that when time comes. Just as the vice president said earlier, just putting the word out there, and people of goodwill will always put their hands together and make the team get where they need to go. And I know my New Yorkers are always ready for that. There's so many of them that are in on air right now that may be watching this because I shared on my Facebook. Maybe many of them may be watching this, and they know that when they see us out there telling them we need the help for the team to go further in the competition, they will do something. And I know for sure if we ever clinch that trophy, when we get back here, it will be a day off for all New York.
It is definitely going to be a hilarious return when they do pick up the trophy in Ohio. We are looking forward to that. We have 47 teams. Every team has that dream. So, who carries the trophy at the end of the day? Question to be answered when Ohio 2025 happens. We are live on radio, and it is Nvt Ball Roll'N. And we are negotiating the last stretch of this radio journey. We are going to take your last words, Vogo and Alan Paul. So, beginning with Alan Paul, what would you promise the public of Ohio as you prepare to come to town for the NVT 2025?
Like I said earlier, New York is a different vibe.
Mm.
Um, Everyone wants to see New York because they know if you come to US and you don't see New York, that means you've never been to US. Okay,
That's
so
good.
they want to see what New York is going to bring to the table, and
Mm.
that's what they're going to see when New York gets there. They want to hear New York. We ready for it.
They are ready for it. Let's look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, Alan Paul, and good luck.
Thank you.
Vogo, what does taking part in the NVT 2025 edition mean to you and to the New York Lions?
It means a lot. It means a lot. It's a very important event for the community, not only for New York Lion, but for all the association in New York, because we know that we're going to Ohio, and we know that everyone behind us will support us and expect us to do well. And we are more than prepared to do well in Ohio. And like the captain said earlier, everyone loves us. Everyone loves us because we are New York. We are the Empire State. And this time, I can guarantee you, we coming to do the show, we coming to take that trophy. So I'm gonna say to everyone out there, all the New Yorkers that are in all the states, because they're always there, and that's why we always get support, and in every state we go. So New York Lions, un pour tous pour un.
New York Lion, un pour tous pour un, one of the oldest clubs, and he is the vice president of one of the oldest veterans clubs in the country. It's a big privilege. I want to thank you so much, Mvogo, for joining us on the program.
And the pleasure is mine. And the pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Ohio.
Thank you for having me.
And so that's how we put the full stop to this edition of Nvt Ball Roll'N, during which time we had key leaders of the New York Lions speak to us. And like you got from our guests, it is determination. The New York Lions are coming to Ohio, not for a walk in the park, but for a kill. Well, we're looking forward for that. Definitely there'll be beautiful football. Then there will be that other side of the veterans, which we all know, that is the fun side of it. Thank you so much once again for joining us on the show. Special thanks to Academian Prince, who watch the show on Facebook. Thank you so much as Pirido Santo for being with us here this evening. Simon Pease, thank you so much for joining the show. Just like you, Fred Bacala, thank you so much. Marcel Adig was the producer of this edition of Nvt Ball Roll'N. He did that digitally from Varsut in Switzerland. For presentation, I have been your host, Ernest Kanjo. I'll be back on Sunday with the Alabama veterans. And until we meet on Sunday, it is bye-bye from this end. And may God bless you. Bye for now.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.